I think we found ourselves a clue.
Scooby-Doo, where are you? Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
Hello, lords and ladies. Welcome back to Cartoon Hangout, your place for all things cartoon. If you're not familiar with the new Scooby-Doo movies, the series follows the Mystery Gang as they team up with various celebs or fictional characters to solve new mysteries. In episode 7, that celeb is Sandy Duncan, star of such things as Peter Pan and the Hogan family. On their way to visit Sandy Duncan, man, I wish I was on friendly terms with A-list celebrities, the gang are run off the road by a ghostly figure. They soon do meet up with Sandy, though, and learn about the troubled production of her recent film, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Someone or something doesn't want the film to finish shooting, and now it's up to the Mystery Gang to solve the case. They start off talking to some of the cast and crew, like Sandy's stunt double Shirley, who is the spitting image of Daphne. In fact, the episode points that out as, coincidentally, Sandy's character in the film bears a striking resemblance to our red-headed dame. This is setting up Daphne's kidnapping by the villain, who obviously mistakes her for the real Sandy.
Sometimes foreshadowing is relatively obvious.
Even though Shirley plays a small role in the episode, for throwing up deuces and leaving at the first sign of danger, I really loved her character. She's snarky and a gossip, but ultimately a real fun addition to the episode. I just wish they'd let her be in it a little bit longer. Shirley was also voiced by Heather North, the voice of Daphne, but here she does a bit of a deeper voice to distinguish between the two of them.
Accidents.
It's actually kind of sexy. Speaking of that, it's funny how Scooby crushes so hard on Sandy Duncan in the episode. He'd Scooby-Dooby-Doo anything for her, and it shows. What is it with cartoons and interspecies romance, though? Scooby's done it, TMNT famously or infamously has done it several times. Does Hollywood just want to see some human-on-animal action? Is Hollywood full of furries? Never mind, moving on.
So we'll shoot in the morning. I'll be glad to give the little lady the benefit of my experience.
Wait, is this adult actor hitting on Daphne, who's a teenager? What a creep! Well, that's Hollywood for you. Okay, actually moving on from my jabs at Hollywood, the gang begin their usual investigation strategy of splitting up and encounter multiple bad guys, including the Ghost, a Sheik, no not that one, a pirate, a mummy, a mother-flippin' dragon, a sneaky wolfman, an off-screen Kong, a Native American, and Hyde himself. Whew, that is a lot of monsters, and a Native American. And like a gaggle of galloping ghosts, there's just no way the culprit could swap between those disguises fast enough to be realistically possible. You're telling me the same dude harassed the entire gang across a huge movie lot? Even for a cartoon show, I find that unlikely. I think I criticized that inconsistency in a previous review, and I'll repeat it here as well. Don't get me wrong, it was entertaining to watch, but it'd have been better if they wrote it more believable, or at least gave him time to actually make those swaps. Then again, it's an early Scooby-Doo show, so whatever. Honestly, the whole episode is pretty entertaining, and makes much better use of its hour-long runtime than some of the earlier episodes in this show. The plot and mystery didn't feel as dragged out, like the story could have been done in half the time, and yet kept going. Having the whole thing take place on a movie lot also allowed a lot of creativity in the situations the gang were faced with, as well as adding a lot of humor, like Scooby and Shaggy mistaking a pyramid set for a fast food joint and attempting to order there, or the two of them running through a snowy field, but then ripping through a set wall. Another hilarious moment is this scene here that's ridiculous, even for a Scooby-Doo cartoon. And Sandy Duncan, for being the guest star of the episode, really doesn't account for much screen time until halfway through. That's a tad disappointing, as she was a decent part of the episode, but for some reason doesn't join in on the gang's mystery till the third act. The story reason is probably she was either filming or gone home for the night, but I think more could have been done, like with other guests. The final reveal throws out any previous suspects and instead presents an unknown character.
I have no idea who this is.
Which could be underwhelming for viewers. Not only is he someone we haven't met, but his crimes are quickly overlooked due to the sympathetic reasoning that he did them. I found that really stupid, since he did try to hurt Sandy Duncan by dropping a freaking street lamp on her. It's like the plot of a Steven Universe episode or something. Now maybe you could argue it was a prop lamp, or not as sturdy as it appeared, but come on. Okay, sure, maybe no jail time, but how does he worm his way into an acting gig? A lacking finale aside, I did really enjoy watching the episode. It had good pacing, a lot of amusing jokes or gags, like Velma ducking her head here, and made great use of the setting, even if the villain stretched suspension of disbelief, or it had a couple of animation errors along the way. It's a shame this show isn't on HBO Max. I think people would really enjoy seeing these classic characters interact with old-timey celebs and guest stars. But what did you think of Sandy Duncan's Jekyll and Hyde? Time out with your thoughts and criticisms down below, and I'll see you soon for more Cartoon Hangout. Thanks for watching, and take care. And hopefully the sound of rain did not bother you in this video.